Hey everyone, I had some free time and I was thinking about making a video about item build that I went in one of the games in the grand finals of TI qualifiers, and I was thinking that like if you're interested in how to itemize in the offline, this might be a very nice educational video where you can learn some things. So this was, I think, game 1 against 4 Summers, where we lost pick Sand King, if I'm not mistaken, to counter pick Naga. Yeah, alright, so I'm playing a last pick Sand King with Wyvern, Viper, Hoodwink, Spectre against X, Volker, Snap, Naga, Ban. So, what do I think about in a situation like this? So the first thing is you need to recognize what's your role in the game. So my role, if you look at our draft, is that we don't really have initiation, right? Like there's no way for us to start a fight. Like we're not gonna hunt. We might like start with the Wyvern node, but it's very hard to do. So it's probably gonna be me. So that's my role number 1. I need to start fights. Role number 2 is that I'm playing a Sand King. So you need to play to your hero's strengths. So what's the strength of Sand King is that I have this broken spell. I have Sandstorm, which is extremely good when defending towers. So my role number 2 is that I need to defend towers. Because that's like, you know, if I'm not defending towers, then I'm not using my hero to the fullest potential. So role number 1 is initiation. Role number 2 is defending towers. And these two roles are usually, like, whenever you pick Sand King, you're probably gonna, like, these two roles are probably gonna apply to you in like 99% of the games. Because that's just how the hero works. But on top of that, I think this game I have a third role. That is, since we last picked Sand King, and if you look at our draft, we don't really have any illusion counter. Their last hero they picked was Naga's Heart, and we don't really have a counter to that. So my final role this game is that I need to counter Naga, since I'm like the best hero to do it this game. So, alright, with these 3 things in mind, I try to think about like how I want to play this game, what item build I want to go for, and how I want to play them up. So, if we move along, let's say 8 minutes in, 7 minutes in. So, as you can see, I rushed Soul Ring with Vanguard. Why did I rush Vanguard and Soul Ring? Obviously, the Soul Ring is for mana, but the Vanguard is the interesting part. Is with Vanguard, you know, you can, like, people can't really touch you because they don't deal any right click damage. And if you look at their heroes, they have mainly magic damage. Like this guy doesn't have much damage, but it's magic damage. Walker is full magic damage. Axe is pure / magic damage. Snapfire is mainly magic damage, and Naga is the only physical damage they have. So why did I build the Vanguard when they have like one hero with physical damage? It's because I am laning against the hero who has the physical damage. So when I build Vanguard, this Naga can't touch me at all. Like I'm not laning against Volker, so I don't need Hut to like survive Volker. I just need to survive Naga. First time out of the lane, make sure that he can't touch me. And what this would mean in a normal game is that I build this item for 2000 gold, which, you know, helps me win the lane, but usually it doesn't scale beyond that. So I need to, like, if I didn't do what I did this game, I need to make sure that this investment in the early game is really worth it. Luckily, in this patch, I don't know, there might be a new patch soon, but in this patch, you can disassemble Vanguard, which is like the idea of this build, is that you can disassemble Vanguard. So I built this for the lane with the intention of disassembling it later, and you're gonna disassemble it into Ring of Health and Vitality Booster. So what can you do with these 2 items? Luckily, with Ring of Health, you can buy the hood that I wanted, because you need, like as I was saying before, my role is to defend towers, and to defend towers, I need to be tanky. Because if I'm not tanky, they'll just dive me and they'll kill me. But if I'm tanky, they can't really do that, because I'm under tower, I'm in Sandstorm, my team can TP. So if I'm tanky, it's like impossible for them to take a tower unless I make a misstep or something like that. So I want to be tanky. So I can make hoods from the Ring of Health, and with the Vitality Booster, I can buy the most epic item of this patch, Aeon Disc. It's extremely good this game because they have Axe. So if I have A on this, there's no threat of them bursting me. But that's like later in the game. So I built vanguard to make sure that I win the lane. And since I won the lane, if you look at the net worth at like 10 minutes in, I should be extremely fat. Yeah, I'm the highest net worth in the game, which is like partially because it's a nice lane for me. Sand King against Naga is like a good lane, but it's also because I have Vanguard and they can't touch me. And like another great thing about early Vanguard is that in early game, heroes don't really have magic damage to like burst you 100 to 0. Every other hero like needs to hit you and deal physical damage. But if you have Vanguard, that physical damage is almost nullified. So you know, in early game, you unless you like dive way too deep or you expand way too many resources, you can't really die. So as you can see, I'm doing my role. I'm sitting under bot tower. They can't do anything about this. I already forced Naga out of top, so Spectre can take this tower for free. It's all epic. I'm going Blink to fulfill the second role I was talking about, initiation. Because I'm already tanky enough. I can defend towers. So like in a better world, I have a TP here and I defend mid tower as well. It's not even needed. But I already fulfilled my role as a tower defender. Now I fulfill my role as an initiator. And then third, the Naga counter that comes after that. So the next item I go for is Blink Dagger. We take some, you know, not suboptimal fight here, but whatever. That's beside the point. So now I have Blink. What's the next item, right? I have Initiation, I have Survivability. Next is Boots of Travel, which in my opinion is like a super good item on Sand King. Since you usually, if you go with the Soul Ring build, which I recommend a lot. I think like one tanky item, which is gonna be Vanguard on or Hood in most games, plus Soul Ring. So you have mana, you have tankiness plus regen, and then you don't really need mana boots. So you can just go from normal brown boots into travels, because then you can outpush lanes and connect to fights and just be maneuverable around the map. Because as you can see, like if I'm sitting under a tower with Sandstorm, they can't really take the tower, but they can like try to take a different one. But if I have travels, they can't do that as well. So my next item here is travels. After which, I think before I got this item, I died already 2 times, and it was both like to magic damage to Invoker. So I am finally like once I have this. Like this is still Vanguard. You know, I just disassembled it and bought the Hood. So once I have the trio of these 3 items, I can finally do what I wanted to do and go for the Hood plus Ion Disc. So I disassemble my Vanguard, I buy Hood, and I'm already queuing up Aeon Disc. And both these items are like super cheap because I already have one of the like most expensive components of that. Right? I have Ring of Health for. So like the rest of the Hood costs like 600 and rest of the Aeon Disc costs 2000 instead of 3000. So I'm very happy. Once I finish those items, I can't be bursted. I fulfilled my role, my 2 roles. So now I need to counter Naga. So the way you counter Naga is by killing her illusions. Like the obvious choice to counter Naga right now would be Radiance, right? Because it's more magic damage and like, or maybe Shiva, but Radiance does more damage than Shiva. So I obviously like am aware of that. I want to go Radiance at some point in this game. The trouble with Radiance is that it's like quite expensive. So I can't just rush Radiance right here, or I can, but it's not optimal. Instead, I go for the Kaya and Sanj, which not only makes me even more tanky, but it also gives me the amplified magic damage, which is gonna be even more efficient when I get the Radiance. Right? You wanna build step by step. It's like if I build Radiance first and then I go back for the Kaya and Sanj, it's all that good because I might die several times. Because I'm not tanky enough because I rushed Radiance. But if I build Kaya and Sanj first and then go for Radiance later when it makes sense, and like these 2 items they complement each other super well. So I wanna you wanna do it like step by step. You don't wanna rush anything. On top of these 2 things, it also amplifies spell lifesteal, which, as you can see, my next item, once I finish this, is Eternal Shroud. Amazing. Look at this. This is so beautiful. I disassembled my Vanguard. Now I have my hood and my event disc, and now from the hood I go Eternal Shroud, which gives me spell lifesteal, which works on illusions, so I lifesteal from illusions, so I'm even more tanky. If they're not killing me, I'm healing up so much because by dealing damage. So also by having this build, like the Kayan Sanch plus Eternal Shroud, not only that I'm very tanky, but I wanna, I will be even more tanky by building damage items. Because usually when you buy damage items, you're sacrificing your health for that, right? You have Radiance, so you don't have, let's say, Heart. So you're dealing damage instead of being more tanky. But with the spell lifesteal, you want to go items that deal damage, because that makes you even more tanky. If you ever played Skyrim, there's a Blixer there, and he says, "Are you looking to protect yourself or deal some damage?" Well, with this build, you can do both. It's complementing each other so well. So yeah, I built Eternal Shroud next. So right now, I have Spell Lifesteal, I have Amplification for the Spell Lifesteal, now I can go with the Radiance. It's step by step, So now I'm already basically unkillable, and I wanna build damage right now. So yeah, I think I didn't finish the Radiance, or finished it, I think at the very end of the game. Yeah, I bought it just as we won. However, in my mind, I already had the build planned out. If we didn't end the game right there, it's still fine, because this build is still it makes sense to I can scale even more. So this blink would be made into the overwhelming blink, which is once again makes me more tanky, and since it deals damage, I also deal damage and heal even more by doing that. So this would be overwhelming blink, and then possibly I could maybe go for heart instead of the boots, and I would be a complete beast. So that's the build. The reason why it's good this game is because first of all, I didn't make that many mistakes. You can't go for greedy builds if you, for example, get fucked in lane. You need to adjust as the game progresses. But I think this is a nice build you can consider when you wanna counter illusion heroes, such as Naga or PL or maybe even TB. Against TB, I would suggest the Lotus though, for the Thunder. In a different game, let's say I didn't have such a good game, I think I would still go with these 4 items, just the basics, but then I would probably go for 4 stuff, so I can save my team if I wasn't so fit. But the trouble with that is it's way too all in. If we don't win the game right there, my scaling will just stop. But in some games, it's necessary. In some games, you need to recognize that, we need to win the fight in the next 5 minutes, or the game is over. We'll just get rolled over. In this game, I know that I have time, because, these guys, they're probably not going to end the game. They'll just chill and farm and hope that they'll outscale us. So you need to read the opponent, read what build you can afford to go for, and then go for it. And yeah, you can do some dumb disassembling stuff. And just try to make the items complement each other. That's it. If you want me to make videos like these more often, just let me know, because I don't know how helpful this is. This is the first one, so yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts. So let me know what you think. Until later. Oh, hey there, did you like the video? If that's so, would you mind hitting the like button for me, and the subscribe button, and the bell button? Don't forget about the bell button. Come on, hit the bell button. Hit it. Hit it.